Good morning. Let me start by saying I like the 10:30 Mass because there are many kids that come to the 10:30 Mass. There's one in that side. There's one in that side. She was born here. She's pure American, but her parents want her to learn Chinese. So she's sent to a Chinese school. So when she comes in, I would say to her, Ni hao or Ni hao ma. That's Chinese for hello, how are you? See? And there is also one boy on that side. I could see that he could be a potential Olympic runner. I have seen the boy from the narthex to the side, not just once, 5. And the father had to run after him. See, that one. And the point is, I want the kids, their parents, to feel at home, that they are welcome at St. James. Okay, guys? Okay. Now, let me go to the readings of the day. Now, Jeremiah, Prophet Jeremiah, was called by God to be a prophet. Very early, 23 years old, he was made a prophet in Judah and also be a prophet in Israel. What I want you to know is, where exactly is Judah? Where exactly is Israel? If you Google Israel, now it's just Israel, no Judah. So let me illustrate that as I did illustrate it last Sunday. If you open your palm, I say this is Israel. Middle of that is Jerusalem, up on a hill. That's why you would hear a saying, let us go up to the mountain of God, Jerusalem, up on a hill. From there down is called Southern Kingdom at that time in the Old Testament, also known as Judah. And up here is known as the Northern Kingdom, also known as Israel. So now you have an idea of where Israel and where Judah is. Okay? But could you memorize that? Because next week we're going to have a quick quiz on... No, I'm kidding. So, Jeremiah was sent as a prophet to them. The first reading started with, it started with the indictment of monarchy. Jeremiah was not happy with the king because the king at the time, known also as shepherd, did not unify the people. Instead, misled them, scattered them like sheep without shepherd. So God was not happy with him. God said, I will send a king, a righteous king. From here, we go quickly to the gospel of the day. Now, God said, I will send a king, a righteous king, according to the descendants of King David. Because King David was for the Israel the greatest of all kings. And then, if we go to the gospel of the day, Jesus was a descendant of King David. The gospel of the day is connected to the gospel of last week. Last week we heard Jesus sending his apostles. That word apostles. You would probably, if you have time today, read the gospel of the day. And then you will see the name apostle, not disciples, but apostle. Because this would be, and this is the only time in the Gospel of Mark that the word apostle is used. Apostle in Greek, aposteon, would mean to be sent, to be a witness. And yes, there was a mention that Jesus sent them 2 by 2. Why not 3 by 3 or 4 by 4? And the simple explanation to that is 2 by 2 was a way of like witnessing. One is preaching, the other one is a witness. In our time, it's almost like the role of what? Fact-finding or fact-checking. So they were sent 2 by 2. Now, in the gospel of the day, they are coming back. And Jesus sees them and felt a great emotion in him. The Greek word for that is splanchnizomai. That word would mean a strong human emotion. And that's what Jesus felt twice in the gospel of the day. And Jesus thought that they needed some rest. So they went to a lonely place. But by then, the people knew where they were going, so they went up to him because they wanted to listen to Jesus. And when Jesus looked at them, same feeling, splanchnizomai, compassion. They were like sheep without shepherd. And so Jesus spoke to them. Now, how do we apply the lesson of the day? Connecting to Jesus. That's the point. You may go on vacation, but spend some time, like in a lonely place. A lonely place could be just simple as your room. And spend time with God. Listen to God. Read the Word of God. Today, you can actually read the readings for this Sunday, or in a daily basis. You can access your phone or your iPad or computer and then look into the reading of the day. It doesn't take long to see a gospel of the day. A minute or two. But the point is, be guided by the Word of God. Let the Word of God be your guide in your daily life.